If I was advising Dak Prescott, I would say take the money. What are you looking for? Another couple million? You're never going to see the last year of this contract anyway. You're not a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League. You're a good football player. You have the potential to be better, but what have you done? And so, as Dan Graziano joins our conversation this morning, I will start with Domonique Foxworth. Nick, what is your reaction to what Theismann said?
Well, first of all, Dak's done a lot. So you say, what have you done in just 4 seasons in the NFL? He's been to the playoffs several times, and you said he's not a top 5 quarterback. Maybe not, but he sure was top 5 in all important categories last year with the 3rd-ranked offensive efficiency. So it seems like he's playing like a top 5 quarterback. And since when does that determine how much you get paid? As we talked about in the last segment, or excuse me, 2 segments ago, every time a franchise quarterback is up, they become the highest paid. No one ranks whether they're top 5 or not. He is very important to his team. He has all the leverage in this situation, so he deserves to get paid. I'm not sure the point that Joe Theismann is making because none of them seem to make any sense.
What do you think, Marcus? I'm going to go to Dan Graziano here quickly because, Dan, I feel like I've been asking you this question for a year now. Why is it taking so long for this thing to get figured out? I mean, in reality, all the things that keep happening, right? I mean, just in the last couple of weeks alone, they signed Andy Dalton, and Joe Theismann is weighing in for crying out loud. I mean, Dan, they're just allowing this to stay out there. What is going on?
Look, if the Cowboys had their druthers, they would have signed him by now. They've made him lucrative offers. It just hasn't been the number that he's looking for. And, you know, quite frankly, I don't know. I'm with Domonique. I don't know what Joe Theismann is talking about. If Dak Prescott played this year on the franchise tag and they franchised him again next year, he's going to make $69 million over the next 2 years. That's an average of $34.5 million a year. Why would he take a penny less than that? It doesn't matter whether you think he's good or as good as someone else. It's his turn. He's a top quarterback coming up for contract, and unless Patrick Mahomes signs this offseason, Dak Prescott's contract will pay him more than any other quarterback once it is signed. I think both sides understand that, and I think, you know, it's a matter of getting to the number. And the number isn't as simple as how much per year or how many years. It's what's the guarantee? When does the guarantee pay out? How many years are actually guaranteed, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of details to be worked out. Let's not overlook the fact that Dak Prescott and his family are dealing with a significant personal tragedy from a couple of weeks ago, the loss of his brother. So obviously they're not in a hurry and the team is going to give him space. But there is, as you mentioned, until July 15th to get this deal done. There are a lot of complexities to it. It's a lot more difficult than signing Andy Dalton was. And at this point, they're just not where they need to be.
I would just make the point, Marcus, that just going back over the last 4 calendar years, at different times, the highest paid quarterback in the sport has been Joe Flacco, Andrew Luck, Derek Carr, Matthew Stafford, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, and Russell Wilson. So this thing changes hands a lot. By the way, to what Graziano just said, Swagoo, Jeff Saturday said on here, if I'm Dak Prescott, I sign the franchise tag and I Kirk Cousins them to death. That was his way of describing it. He makes $69 million in the next 2 years and becomes a free agent. Does that make sense?
If he wants to do it, G, but last time I checked, 69 guaranteed and 100 is different. And if that's what they're offering, like I said earlier, that's something that Dak should take. He should accept that. I think it goes back to the foundation of our conversation, though, when we talked about this Dak Prescott contract and where the Cowboys were. It boils down to, here's what I think. I think something is fishy about what Dallas wants to pay him. Now, I could be wrong, but like I said when we were previously talking about this, when you look at everything in totality, and obviously Dan talked about Dak's family situation, so yes, that should and will pause a contract negotiation, but why? I keep coming back to why. The names you just listed off, G, when is the last time we've seen a team have this much trouble signing their supposedly franchise quarterback? When have we seen apprehension? When have we heard the general manager / owner come out and say, when you pay your quarterback top money, you don't win Super Bowls? When is the last time we've heard that about a franchise quarterback? I keep going back to that. You guys know me. I'm simple. I keep it straight plain. And straight plain to me tells me that out of every contract we've watched get done, from the Jared Goffs to the Carson Wentz to the Russell Wilsons and everybody between, there was not this delay. There was not this many players being signed to the team before the quarterback being signed. There was not a 9-year starter signed as a backup. All of this stuff, and we keep watching it like, oh, we'll go about normal business and they'll get the deal done. This ain't normal.
Will they get it done, Dan Graziano? I have 15 seconds. Will they get it done?
They will get it done. And in answer to Marcus's question, the last time we saw this was Kirk Cousins, who did get franchised twice and go to the market. I don't think that's what happens with Dak Prescott, though he does know it's an option that is available to him.
Yeah, again, for those who don't remember, Kirk Cousins was franchised twice and then became the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.